Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the Prime Minister is on a working visit to the White City of Tajarrah. For the international scene, the death toll from Cyclone Patsy rises to 92. Welcome to our newsroom. The fourth step of these towers, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, continues his visit of proximity after the region of Dakhil Ali Sabih Obok is the White City Tajarrah, which welcomed the Prime Minister with a large ministerial delegation. This trip is part of a towers he is making in the interior region. Is a visit of proximity that is part of the government action. On his arrival, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed and the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office Nagib Abdullah Muhammad Kamil were welcomed with great pomp by the people of Tajarrah as a whole, but also the Minister of the Interior Saeed Nur Hassan, the Minister of National Education Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, the Minister of Health Ahmed Robla Abdillah, the Minister of Decentralization Qasim Harun Ali, and parliamentarian civil society. Amazed by such a warm welcome, Prime Minister said he was honored by the warmth and enthusiasm shown to him by the people of the White City. Once arrived at the Technical High School of Tajarrah, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, accompanied by the ministers of the government and the Secretary General of the uh, Prime Offices, Nagib Abdullah Kamil, met with the senior executives of the deconcentrated services. This was an opportunity to review the progress of the decentralization process, to inquire about the situation of our compatriots living in the interior regions. A series of exchange was held where the Prime Minister and Member of Government, the Secretary General of the Prime Minister offices, met with the deconcentrated services and the population of the White City at the High School of Technical and Commercial High School of Tajarrah. These discussions and consultation which the member of the government have followed with attention are part of a perspective of strengthening the development of the interior regions, strengthening the devolution of services, and improving the living standards of their respective populations. The tower started in the interior region by a strong delegation led by the prime ministers and several members of the government. Have a double objective. Is on the one hand, it is for him to assess the devolution of services and the scope of actions taken in these areas, and at the same time to record directly the new aspirations of our compatriots in the interior regions for possible refocusing and adoptions of policies consistent with their real and legitimate needs. Then the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, always accompanied by the members of the government, the Secretary General of the Primacy Offices, Nagib Abdullah Kamil, headed to the ceremony of the laying of the stone of a fire station that Tajarrah had been waiting for a long time. The Prime Minister recalled that this initiative follows the grievance of the inhabitant of the regions during the tour of the president uh, in the five region, the president of the republic in the five the interior regions, which with the aim of dealing with face the disasters and fires. Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed said in an interview that a fire station is being built. The contract has already been awarded and the work will last 12 months. In addition, the location is well chosen. It's next to the port but not far from the city, and there is also the EDD thermal power station is next door. All this shows that the location is ideal, and therefore I have confidence in the Ministry of Solidarity and IDDS, which is the implementation agency to carry out this project. Indeed, these new barracks will create jobs since the Director General of the Civil Protection, who is on site with us, will hire young people from the city. After the meeting with the responsible of the deconcentrated services, the notable, the civil society, as well as the women of Tajorat took place at the inaugurations of a pumping station in Marsaki, in the regions of Tajorat, by the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, accompanied by the Secretary, the member of the government, the Secretary General of the Primacy, Naguib Abdullah Mohammed Kamil, also present at this inauguration ceremony, the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Solidarity, the Minister of Interior. These stations will supply the district of the city. On the hill of Raisa Ado, the housings of the foundation EOJ, the construction of this station was financed by the African Development Bank and ADDS.
waxaa loo baahnaa
The Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, said for her part that the Prime Minister has visited Tajorat today to upgrade the decentralization process. In the presence of the Prime Minister, we wanted to take advantage of the laying of the foundation stone of the fire station, which was carried out by IDDS under the auspices of the Ministry of Social Affairs Solidarity in the region of Tajora. Tajora is also a major economic pole for the government as a whole, and for the President of the Republic, when we know that Tajora is home to a large port. For the security of this infrastructure, we have set up a project to accompany the fire station. We have officially handed over also to ONIA, the water pumping plant for the regions of Tajora. Still in the framework of the visit for an effective deconcentration, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, accompanied by the members of the government, the Secretary General of the Primacy, Prime Minister offices, Naguib Abdullah Mohammed Kamil visited the different investment structures. First of all, the Prime Minister and his delegation visited the Center for uh, Women's Empowerment of Tajura. Upon their arrival at the site, the women of Tajura enthusiastically welcomed the ministerial delegation headed by Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed. The center further enabled the empowerment of the women and improved access to employment through training in Syrian computer skills, literacy trainings for women. Thereafter, Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed visited the regional branch of the NP within the regional councils of Tajura. Recall that these towers of the Prime Minister was an opportunity that is part of a meeting a meeting with the constituents, and the constituents focused on the effectiveness of the deconcentrated services. For her part, the Secretary of State for Private Sector, Safiya Muhammad Ali Gadile, has indicated for her part that today is the revolutions of the offices of the Secretary to the National Investment Insurance Agency. Therefore, these regional countries has a lot of property and power to promote it, and it is necessary to promote these regions, promote good programs. This is very important and is a very good step for our progress and our economy. I hope that a very important job will be established, and there are the groups that receives this work first of acceptance and public awareness. For his part, Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed has indicated that this means that what was done in Tajura has already been done in the southern regions and in Obok, as well as with the deconcentrated services, and what degree of transfers of power between the ministry and the deconcentrated services. It was to know whether there was really a transfers or not. We got the same answers, and that we got in other regions. The transfer has still not taken place properly in the interior regions, which means that the ministry is still monopolizing and still giving instructions from Djibouti. We ask it for the services that really it is necessary that it decentralizes. It is not still the cases we saw these mornings effectively when there is a breakdowns of drilling, and we wish, what the president of the republic wishes has there is a real decentralization in the regions, for the region to take care of itself. It does not need to go to Djibouti to try to recover materials in Djibouti. No, all these things must be present from Tajura to serve the most remote locality like Dura, Balho, all must be here in Djibouti. On the occasion of its second anniversary, the CSFOP of Balbala organized a merit day in the presence of the president of the municipality of Balbala, Idris Bashir, the technical advisor of the MENFOP of Mr. Fahde, the director of communication Mukhtar Odua, and pedagogical advisors, as well as the school management committee. During the ceremony, the director of the Sectoral Center of Vocational Training, Muhammad Adosh Khardon, proceeded to the presentations of certificate of merit to the best students for the first school semester 2021-2022, and also to the trainers and administrative staff who distinguished themselves for their professionalism and their remarkable work. The objective of these actions was not only to encourage students who obtained average superior or equal to 16, but also to create emulation among the other students in order to improve their academic results during the second semester. The director of the center, Mohammed Adosh Khardon, said that These actions remain a traditions of the CSFOPTL, and that's part of the school project aiming at enhancing the success of our learners. Within the framework of the three round phases of the capacity building project of maritime safety and security, the Djiboutian Coast Guard organized a closing ceremony of a training course entitled Towing Techniques, Fighting, and Seamanship, which benefited the members of the Middle Naval Services of the Coast Guard and provided by instructors and experts of the Japan Maritime Safety Association. This ceremony was jointly chaired by Colonel Ais Omar Bogore, commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard, and the permanent representative of JICA in Djibouti, Mr. Kaneda Masayuki. In a short speech delivered on this occasion, the commander of the Coast Guard returned to the close of this of cooperation and collaboration between the institutions and its Japanese partners, whether JICA and GEMS. This training is a new testimony of the effort put in place to strengthen the development of the operational capacity of the Djiboutian Coast Guard. The ceremony ended with a presentation of certificate to the participants who benefited from these trainings. The coordination of associations of Balbala celebrate this week in 20 years of commitment to charity and social actions for the poorest household in the town of Balbala. The party took place in the large hall of the complex Al Rahma located in the city. Hodan, elected officials, local authorities, the elders and female figures, as well as the youth of Balbala, had moved massively to live a moment of communion and meeting. Words were missing to the president Idris Muhammad Ahmed of the coordinationists at the time of saying his pride is to see so many personalities and anonymous gathered to celebrate around him to the resounding successes of the platforms he leads since 2019. On this anniversary, I measure the weight and historical burdens of our responsibility in front of our compatriot in the great town of Balbala. He exclaimed at the time of launching the festivity. Visibly moved, the man especially highlighted the superior interests of the actions of the CAB coordinations of Balbala, a positive impact on the community placed under the slogans. This anniversary party was especially the moment of reaffirming the usefulness and relevance of the actions, a credible NGOs and animated by a spirit of the self-sacrifices in the Djiboutians aggregated the goodwills that we dedicate to the services of their fellow men according to its president. And to the a delegation of Salam African Bank, led by senior officials of this noble institution, composed of commercial directors, in this case Abdullah Saeed Wais, manager of WAFI programs, Abdul Qadir Muhammad, organized this Thursday, February 10, 2022, at the Regional Council of Dikhil, an important advocacy for the use of electronic money called WAFI. In addition to the delegation of Salam African Bank, this workshop was attended by local authorities, including the Secretary General of the Regional Council, Abdallah Mohamed Hassan, the Deputy Prefect Fouad Abokod, local elected officials, officials of the Technical Service operating in Dekhil, traders, and members of the civil society. During this meeting, various questions concerning the new technology of money transfer WAFI were asked by some others, but Clarifications to all questions were brought by the delegation Salam Bank. In conclusion, many clients of the customers of the Salam African Bank Agency intervened to testify the quality of services offered by Salam since the opening of their agency in Dekhel. For the international scene, Madagascar, the death toll from Cyclone Batsirai has risen to 92 in the southeast of Madagascar. The commune of Mananjar, as well as the surrounding villages, have been strongly affected by the passage of the cyclone Batsirai, as shown by the uprooted trees that litter the road leading to the small villages of Irondo. Here, most of the houses are completely destroyed without water, electricity. The inhabitants do not know where to go. In total, in the country, tens of thousands of people have lost their homes because of the cyclone. The human toll continues to rise. Batsirai, which left Madagascar on Monday, has killed at least 92 people, according to Malagasy authorities. Most of the victims died as the result of the collapse of their houses. The country has more than 94,000 people affected and nearly 16,000 displaced, while many NGOs and UN agencies have begun deploying resources and teams to help the victims. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.